Good morning, students, and welcome back to this recorded session. Today, we have to continue with these recorded classes, and I hope that you enjoy it. And today, we have to continue with something that it is very important in order to make a good class, right? So, in this case, we need to talk about So we have to talk about the relative clauses. And the relative clauses is this one, kids. As you have your family, so you have your relatives, the sentences have the same. They have relative clauses. Así como ustedes tienen a sus familiares que son relacionados con ustedes, las sentences, las oraciones también tienen relaciones con otras sentences, okay? So, what is the related with the sentence? ¿Cómo está relacionada una oración con otra? Well, kids, we're going to learn it now. Firstly, you need to learn that we have to use the WH word. Okay, so, and we have who, that we mention who for people, who es para las personas. That, we have to mention that it can change, puede ser reemplazada con who. Which is when you have a second chance or a second opportunity to choose something, cuando tienen dos opciones para elegir. Okay? Or maybe you are talking specifically a thing, están hablando específicamente de algo. Whose is for belongings. De quién es algo, a quién le pertenece. So when is about the time. When we say the time, so for example, when is your birthday? You say, ¿cuándo es tu cumpleaños? When is the time? When you need to say a day, cuando tienen que decir un día, una fecha, we use when. Then we have where, that it is for places. Where is for places. Where lo usamos para saber sobre algún lugar. And whom is about people too. Cuando estamos hablando de alguien o a quién le pertenece algo, a quién hace algo. Okay, for example, so whom was the thing? Okay, so we continue. Now, a relative clause, my dears, is a sentence that describes nouns. Yes, it describes nouns. So don't forget it, and it cannot be used separately. Nunca puede ser separada. It comes after the noun defined by the basic sentence. Siempre va por una oración precedida, una oración principal. Okay, una oración básica. And it is also called adjective clause because it defines a noun. También es llamada oración con adjetivos porque define un sustantivo. And we have two of them. We have the defining and we have the non-defining. What happened with the defining? Well, the defining gives necessary information. Gives necessary information. It is important that you remember that. And we don't use any comma. And the non-defining, it gives extra information, not necessary, just extra information. And we use commas. Okay, in the next slide, we will see some examples about relative clauses. And I know that your mind is on fire in this moment. You say, hey, mister, I cannot understand this very well. Well, kids, this is pretty important. To make relative clauses, we have to know about the relative pronouns. Tenemos que saber sobre las relative pronouns. And as I was telling you, these are the WH words. Okay, así como utilizamos el WH word para preguntas, we have to use it for the sentences too. In this case, those are called, cuando están utilizadas para oraciones, are called relative pronouns. Son llamadas relative pronouns. And we have some examples here. We have who was the first, and then we have which, whose, or whom. So we said that who is for people. Okay, which is for animals or things. Okay, for example, did you see the letter which came today or cuando tenemos dos opciones? So, we use whose for possessions of people. For example, he is a man whose opinion I respect. And we have to use whom when the person is the object of the verb. For example, the author whom you criticize in your review has written a letter in reply. And that, when do we use that? We use that when we are talking about people, things, or animals, and it can be replaced by who or which. Okay, and we have some examples. The girl that we met in France has sent us a card. We live in a ground floor flat that's back onto a busy street. And we have one more. Do you like the cat that is sleeping underneath the table? Okay, so we can see that it is replacing. Right, for example, in the last one, in la última oración, we can change it, we can change that, and we can use which. Why? Because it's talking about an animal, right? So, do you like the cat which is sleeping underneath the table? That would be a good sentence too. And finally, kids, we are going to watch an explanatory video, and I hope that you enjoy it.
Relative clauses. Who and that for people. That or which for objects. Relative clauses combine two phrases into one. Brad is an actor. He has a motorcycle. Brad, who is an actor, has a motorcycle. The motorcycle is red. It costs $10,000. The motorcycle, which is red, costs $10,000. Where for places? When for times? Whose for possessions? Non-defining relative clauses give extra information and use commas. His wife is an actress. She has blue eyes. His wife, whose eyes are blue, is an actress. They work in Hollywood. It is part of Los Angeles. Hollywood, where they work, is a part of Los Angeles. Defining relative clauses give necessary information. No commas. Hollywood is the place where they celebrate the Oscars. February is the month when they celebrate the Oscars. She is the actress who won the Oscar. He is the director whose film won the Oscar. And this is the Oscar that Brad didn't win. Be, have, cost. Work, celebrate, win. Relative clauses.
Okay, my dears, I have to say thank you and watch another video the next time, right? So we see you in the next recorded class, and I hope to make you understand everything. Okay, thank you, kids, and bye bye.